Good morning, all of you. So we are going to discuss a topic of MCAT called biomolecules. Biomolecules can be of two types: macromolecules, that means big molecules, and micromolecules. So we will discuss macromolecules today. So macromolecules means big molecules, and we also call them polymers. So since they are polymers, they are made up of multiple small monomers. There are four categories of macromolecules. First, we have carbohydrates. Second, lipids, which are also called fat. Third, we have proteins. And fourth category, we have nucleic acids. Now, carbohydrates, they are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. And their monomers are called monosaccharides. Lipids also are made up of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So there is a formula for carbohydrate. We call them CnH2nOn. So they are carbohydrates. That means they always have a H2O molecule carrying with them. Lipids, which are also called fat, their monomers are called fatty acids. So they are made up of fatty acids plus glycerol, although they are not true polymers because the monomers and lipids are not directly connected to each other. Proteins are made up of amino acids. There are around 20 standard amino acids which connect to each other to form protein. Nucleic acids, the monomers of nucleic acids are called nucleotides. Nucleic acids are of two types, DNA and RNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid, and RNA is ribonucleic acid. Now, coming to carbohydrates again. As I mentioned, they are made up of the monomers of carbohydrates are called monosaccharides. So a single monosaccharide combines with another monosaccharide with the help of a bond, which is called glycosidic bond. Monosaccharides can be 3 carbon to 7 carbon, 3 carbon, 4 carbon, 5, 6, and 7. The most common one are 6 carbon. And they look like this. This is the structure of glucose. And this structure of glucose combines with another glucose with the help of alpha 1,4, alpha 1,6 such bonds. And this is a 6 carbon compound actually. Glucose, galactose, and fructose are very common carbohydrates which are found in nature and which we take in our diet also. Now, if we talk about carbohydrate metabolism a bit, so we can say whenever we eat a food which is rich in carbohydrates, so carbohydrates simplest form is glucose because ultimately it gets converted to glucose. If we are having a fructose rich diet, or maybe a diet which is rich in dairy products which contains lactose and will be broken down into galactose further, then it will enter feeder pathways, and then it will enter the body in a different way. Otherwise, the simplest form of carbohydrate inside our body is glucose, which is the quick source of ATP production. This glucose enters inside each cell of the body because each cell of the body requires energy. ATP is called energy currency of the cell. Once this glucose enters inside the cell, this glucose undergoes conversion to glucose 6-phosphate immediately with the help of an enzyme which is called hexokinase. Hexokinase is an enzyme which belongs to the family of transferases, and it helps in transfer of phosphate group from ATP. So maybe I'll write it like this. From ATP, a phosphate group is transferred to glucose so that it becomes glucose 6-phosphate. And then it becomes ADP. There is one cofactor which is required in this reaction. It's called Mg2+, which helps in neutralizing the negative charge present on ATP. Now, once glucose has been converted to glucose 6-phosphate, we can either proceed with glycolysis, followed by aerobic respiration and ATP production, or there are multiple other diversions also, depending upon the need of the cell. So that's all about my video today, and thank you.